Comment on Yod. Yod pronounced Yode, transcribed as I, Y, the number 10, meaning creative hand, the intelligence of will. The letter name Yod means hand. The ancient pictograph form of this letter was a representation of the extended forefinger, a distinctly phallic emblem. The same idea of masculinity is applied to this letter in Kabbalistic literature. For example, as the first letter of the Tetragrammaton, IHVH, Yod is called the paternal letter and is assigned to Chokmah, which is named Ab the father. This idea is elaborated in meditation, paragraphs 1 through 3. Fluid, darkness, or ink is Deo, D-I-V in Hebrew. The letters of this word are the same as those of IVD, Yod, and the letter 20 is, of course, the same. The phrase "it was" is Hayya. Comment on Yod. Yod pronounced Yode. Yod pronounced Yode. Transcribed as I. Transcribed as I. Meaning creative hand. Comment on Yod. Vision of the prophet is causa, chzh, to have a vision of, and the active participle of this verb is used as the noun kotze, chzh, prophet, seer, as in 2 Samuel 24:11 and 2 Chronicles 9:29. The phrase "it was" is Chaya, H-I-H in Hebrew, having also the numeral value of 20. This section refers to the 20th path of wisdom, joining Chesed and Tifereth. It is named intelligence of will. The 10 ineffable are the unmanifested Sephiroth, or the potentialities of the limitless light, subsisting in eternity, which become the Sephiroth when a cycle of manifestation begins. Yod is both 10 and 20 because manifestation begins. Yod is both 10 and 20 because the numeral value of the single letter I is 10, and that of the letter name IVD is 20. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth on Yod. Vision of the prophet is causa. See. The Hermit, the Hermit, the Hermit. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth subsist eternally, but the manifested Sephiroth come and go, as cycle succeeds cycle in the cosmic outbreathing and in breathing. During a cycle of expression, therefore, when the Sephiroth are both unmanifest and manifest, they are represented by the number 20. All the forces represented by the 10 lights of emanation are included in the 7 spirits of God or Elohim. The number 7 excludes the number 10 because the theosophic extension of 7 is 28, which digits to 10. The heptad below the supernal triad consists of the Sephiroth from Chesed to Malkuth inclusive. And this heptad begins and ends in 10 because the extension of 4, the number of Chesed, is 10, and the number of Malkuth is also 10. Malkuth is sometimes called Kalla, KLH, the bride. Hence we read, the heptad which is below the supernal triad completed itself in the kingdom of the bride. The Hermit. The Hermit. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth subsist. The 10 ineffable Sephiroth manifest eternally, but the cycles.
Sense. All right. Well, let's. I like that. Let me play around. This, by the way, this week's a little.
Okay, this is Kabbalah meditation. Dr. Zach, I'm reading what's called a book. Have you heard of it? Maybe we could do a creative collab sometime. And we could read the Tanya if you ever get your act together. But you're always so busy. You gotta carve out an hour of power every day.
What's up, nigga?
Don't be irascible. You'll never get laid. You'll be like me. You'll be an unlaid man who's irascible all the time. Women want technically a man in a suit that murders people, makes millions of dollars, and is... Look, we got another Zach in the room. 3 Zachs! Triple Z, baby! Triple Z!
Wait, are you a Zach as well? John Zach?
Yeah!
That's amazing. My middle name is not Jonathan.
Do you know what? I know you like to use the N word, but do you know what the N word really means?
Black.
No. What does triple N mean?
Nigga.
No, go put it on a piece of paper and then you'll see the secret sigil of 2 N's, 2 capital N's lined up next to each other. It means na 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 Nachman, Nachman.
Uh-huh.
You've never gotten down with the breast lovers?
I am a breast lover.
I'm a breast lover too. Then you're a Nachmanite.
Digital anomaly. Do I know? Is he gone? Or is he still here?
He left.
He left. Educate ignorance, fight corruption. Educate ignorance. So teach people how to be ignorant, basically.
He's probably an anti-Semite.
I saw this image. Maybe I should I PTR it for you? I feel like this is a good image for you. Here you go. PTR. Oh, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Can you see this image?
No.
It says not safe for work.
Oh yeah, it's like a face of a head or something, empty and full in the mouth. Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That's
Empty
smart.
in the head, full in the mouth.
That's fucking smart.
I don't understand why this is not safe for work.
It just triggers something. Ha!
It triggers something.
Triggers something. I got this book. You should really read it because Judaism, they make it very complicated, and this book really does a very good compression.
Book.
And
What book is it?
it's called The Book of Tokens: Tarot Meditations by Dr. Paul Foster Case.
The Book of Tokens.
Okay, just
This
listen.
image is also not. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
This
look.
image is not safe for work.
Let's see that one. Yeah. I don't know. It did that to me the other day too. I was like, why is it showing not safe for work?
Baby lamb.
They just know that people post horrible photos, so they gotta do what they gotta do.
Look at how cute that lamb is.
Okay, so take a deep breath. This is your 60-second morning Toira meditation. It's only 60 seconds because I'm shooting a clip here. So take the deepest breath of the day. I'm going to read to you about Malkuth. This is called the meditation on Malkuth. So take a deep breath. Hold it for 10 seconds. The meditation on Malkuth. I am the clarion call of the beyond, reverberating myself throughout the garden of delight. I am the breath of life, O child of Eden, pervading thee with the perfumed fragrance of my spirit. Thy very self am I, O Israel, and self of all that is, deluded by the illusion of personal independence. The uninstructed mistake the descent of my power from the life breath of Ruach for an ascent of power from my manifestations in Malkuth. Know ye that never does power have its beginning in that which is below. It doth ascend from earth to heaven, even as Hermes saith, and from heaven it descendeth again to earth, as also he hath it. Yet remember, the meditation of the meditation on Malkuth. I am the clarion.
That was good.
Hear, O Israel. So what do you think the word Eden means? Children of Eden.
Now the commentary. I can't believe I'm not safe for work. Is this baby lamb? I guess I'll go back to my fucking ugly face.
Put a picture of Jazzy up, see if that triggers the not safe for work.
I don't have any pictures of Jazzy.
Just type in big fat N-word on Google Images. You might find something similar.
What about this? Do you think this is going to trigger not safe for work? Let's see. PTR, it is not safe for work. PTR to see what it is. It is a manatee with lettuce on its face. Not safe for work.
Do you know what the letter Yod means?
Yud?
Yeah.
It means I or Y.
Yeah. So don't you think it's interesting that it means I? You know, it means 10 basically, or hand, or creative intelligence. And it's interesting how the word I, E-Y-E, or I, the letter I, with the Yud is...
Well, again, only in English. I like this is all word sound power. It's a Rastafarian idea. I like it, but the problem is if you translate yud into German, does it make an I or a Y sound? If you translate yud into French, does it make an I or Y in other languages, or does it only work in English?
Do I care? No, because I speak English, and everybody else can go fuck themselves.
All right, PTR. Let's see if this is not safe for work.
Hey, did you see this Jewish French guy who said he wants us to return the Statue of Liberty?
I did not see that, but I did see a thing that said the Statue of Liberty is Mithras, the Greek god of deception or something.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
PTR for me and Tefillin, not safe for work. Not safe for work.
Let's see. Looks like a kink. Let's see. Nice. Oh yeah, you look like Goliath and who was the kid that knocked out Goliath's front tooth?
David. All right.
King David. David did that. I forgot.
Not safe for work. PTR for a girl. I made out with her and touched her boob.
In Israel?
But we didn't have sex. Yes.
Oh, I know that chick. I've seen her on Hinge. She's from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah. She felt the dick through the pants. She was like, "Wow, it seems like you have a big dick. I can't wait to fuck you." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." But then a couple days later, she was like, "I don't think we should have sex after all."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay, great."
When the pumpkin is boiling, you split.
I know. It should have been like that moment.
This girl came up to my buddy Max 2 days ago, and she's like, I sense big dick energy, and then she immediately started making out with him, and
Wow.
yeah, and
Amazing.
he was like, I can't believe this. He's like, I'm getting laid tonight, but he sat there for an hour while she just like made out with him and talked and frolicked around, and then she left, and I was like, you fucking idiot! You should have taken her 10 times and just left. Irish goodbye and just left with her. What were you thinking? He's like, I don't know what. Fuck. She's not responding to my texts. Fuck. It's all dopamine.
I think I had to learn. I learned that lesson several times over in Israel. I had a few of those where, like, probably should have. I told you about the girl I went out with. She said you're extremely formal.
Yeah.
And my friend who I was living with at the time, he was like, "Yeah, you should have just fucked her."
Yeah.
That's not formal, is it? I was like, "Oh, I guess I was like trying to be like
a gentleman,
respectful or something." Yeah, I was like
a gentleman. Gentle?
What an idiot. What a faggot.
Gentle? You think they want it gentle?
Yeah, they don't want a gentleman. They want a roughman. A roughman.
They want big dick energy. They want phallic energy emanating.
Big dick energy.
Okay,
Anyway, don't wait. That's the lesson. That's the lesson of the decade.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Seize the moment. We only have one moment. It lasts forever. This moment.
Okay, I'm gonna continue with one more 60-second Toiru lesson. Here we go. 60 seconds. Take the deepest breath of your morning. This is meditation on Malkuth. Know ye that never does power have its beginning in that which is below it doth ascend from earth to heaven, even as Hermes saith. And from heaven it descendeth again to earth, and as also he hath it. Yet remember that
Meditation on...
Yet remember that whatsoever the sages write is always veiled, lest the profane burn themselves with the fires they know not how to direct. Thus canst thou see that they who read the words of the sages with the outer eye alone mistake the inner import. Dost thou aspire to the height of the sphere of the sun? Worthy is thine aspiration, but many are called and few are chosen. For only if thou canst understand the written word with thine heart, canst thou perceive that even thy aspiration cometh not from the levels of Gupf and Nefesh, but is truly the reflection of my descending power of Ruach.
This is meditation on Malkuth.
Know that never does power. Is if you fart, is technically that the opposite of a breath? How do you say fart in Hebrew? I'll be right back. So I was picking eye boogers out of my eyes, picking some boogers out of my nose, and I realized picking eye boogers is more productive and more useful than listening to a lot of the pieces of shit on this app. I pick eye boogers out that are better than listening to these fuckers on this app. It's brutal. I don't know how El Normo does it. I know how he does it, but it's just exhausting. It's so draining on the psyche. I mean, it fills you with dopamine, but that's like artificial.
How do you feel about anthropology? I know you like philosophy, but what about anthropology?
I got kicked out of the clothing store once for trying to get some girl's number.
Right, well, you gotta be careful because a lot of times in anthropology, the girls are only 17 or 16 and they're just there to work.
Oh.
What am I looking for here? Oh, I found it.
So I was sitting picking flicking chickens and I
So
picked
there I was.
Look.
Look, a lot of times I try to think, we're animals. I'm a
Yes.
monkey, you're a monkey. If I'm a monkey, I'm going to throw poop. Well, if I'm a monkey, I'm going to throw some poop.
Monkey.
And,
Monkey.
I kind of rationalized, I did this a lot in my head when I was getting canceled. Because the cancellation seemed so crazy. Like, why are these people doing this to me? But then I had to remember that, like, talking shit is one of the oldest human pastimes. Like, we were talking shit before we invented the wheel, before we invented the knife, before we invented stone tools, we were talking shit. And I was wondering, why does it hurt so much when people talk shit? Like, it's just the opinions of a moron. Why does it hurt? Well, because it's evolved, like shame is one of the oldest evolved human emotions. And shame is how we organized society and how we reinforced taboo behavior was with shame. And in that context, wasting time on Clown House is a very innately, deeply human, fundamentally human behavior. And not only is it dopamine, but it's like, it's scratching an itch. Look, you know about stone tools? Did I ever tell you the thing about the stone tool sound? Okay, so you know about how they make the stone tools? They smash a stone against another stone.
Yeah.
But there's different kinds of stones. There's basically a tink and a tack. And there are some stones, some types of rocks that are glassy.
Yeah.
And when you hit them, they go tink, tink, tink.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some that are slatey and shaly, and you hit them and they go clack, clack, or tack, tack. If you hit the tink rock with a tack rock, it makes a sound like tsh. It sounds like glass breaking. And when you make that really good sound that sounds like glass breaking, that's how you know you've got a good, sharp stone tool. And we've been doing that for 3 million years. We've been making that noise. Tsh, tsh. And so then my friend who was teaching me about flint napping, he said, why do you think 12-year-old boys love throwing rocks through windows of like an old abandoned house? Psh. We love that noise.
Yeah.
We love that glass-breaking noise for millions of years, and we love the sound of El Normo talking shit to Bussy. We love the sound of an angry black lady because for millions of years we've been listening to people say, I don't know about that Edmund. I don't think Edmund should be the chief of the village anymore. I don't know about Edmund. And then that's all we did. Mashed beans and talk shit. That's the anthropological take on Clubhouse.
Okay, let us see what the Kabbalah says. Okay, this is a 60-second meditation. Take the deepest breath of the day. Always then is aspiration, like the reflected image of the sun in a glass. which, if it striketh straight into the eyes, seemeth to be the sun itself. No man riseth to ruach by his own power, yet many delude themselves concerning this, and from that delusion spring up many weeds of error. Know ye that the least of thine impulses towards what seemeth to be above hath its source in that same above. Avoid error by keeping fast to this. Nothing in the levels of Yesod and Malkuth ever can or doth set power into operation. These are but as glasses, and the feelings and interpretations of the spheres of desire and intellect, directed downward toward Yesod and Malkuth, are as spectators watching a mirrored image reflection wherein all is the reverse of the true images. In the physical universe of Gupf is the breaking up of the one into the four, which are the basis of the many. So I literally just put out five 1 minute videos. And so the most you can do is 14 per YouTube account per day. But technically you should be able to put out 3,000 plus videos a month that are 1 minute in length, and it's all reading. So you can actually, in my opinion, like overwhelm YouTube with content, and high value content. But you have to get a really good compression book like the Tao Te Ching, or this book, the Book of Tokens, or the Tanya. The Tanya is like the perfect compression book because it gives you commentary. But I would encourage you to do what I'm doing, because Clown House, I mean, I don't want to spend, even, you have to really know how much time do you want to spend with a person and who do you want to spend time with. I don't want to spend more than 10 seconds with Bussy. I don't want to spend more than 10 seconds with Cynic or Resistance or Pepe or any of these people. It's a total waste of my short existence. Like, time is so limited. We have to be very discerning and discriminating. Adam wants to say something. Adam Itzhak. I like some people raise their hands, they don't get their dopamine returned, so you gotta leave real quick. It's like, didn't get my dopamine? Gotta go. I mean, actually, I don't mind filming those people, but the problem with live streaming is I have to go back in and turn it from unlisted to public. And so I need to like set up my phones to where if I do live stream, there's like no extra step. And then it takes it gives me my time back.
I think the main difference, maybe this is just an excuse I'm telling myself, but a big difference between me and you is that I am still working all these stupid jobs, and you are getting paid for your time here, in a sense. I mean, in one sense of the word. And so I just feel like I spend a lot of time doing I don't know if it's stupid, meaningless shit, or it might be like the fundamental shit. Like, it might be the good. That's what life is like teaching people how to drive and working in an office. I don't even know what job you did. You worked for the postal service or something, where your boss sexually molested you or
No.
something? I don't even know.
No. I'll tell you on an unrecorded. It doesn't matter, though. It's
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if
You can tell
it's
me if you
Taco
want to.
Bell or a fucking office. Work is a job. Job is a work. It's just your time they take away from you. That's all it is.
Right. I mean, I have a little bit. Well, let's see. I mean, I have 3 hours now before my next thing. And I could read some books, or I could fix my website. I have a lot of website. There's just always many things to do. Does it get foggy where you live? I'm driving right now by the water, and it's so foggy that you can't even.
Well, if you want, I mean, let's do 30 minutes of Tanya. You got 30 minutes to at least read Tanya for 30 minutes, and I'll show you how to do the green screen on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, if you record Tanya and then you go to your local Chabad and you're like, guess what? I recorded Tanya and put it on YouTube. You could then download those videos and they could put that on their website, or they could put that on their YouTube. Because these Chabads, they need to market. They need new people coming in making tzedakah. So you can technically do marketing for your local Chabad by reading Tanya, and in the process make yourself very wise. So I have a lot of friends that have to work all the time, but they're not spending enough time working on the inner self, and thus they're not necessarily happy in the outer world because they're not clearing their cache on the inside and putting in better programming. So that's, if I were to give you any advice as, a 42-year-old guy who doesn't have to work and gets to read Torah all day long, your first step should be in reprogramming yourself, and then everything else will follow. It doesn't go the other way around. You have to do the inner programming to basically what is it? Not materialize, but manifest a change in the world. So real tikkun olam is changing self, not changing world. Because if you would change yourself and you make yourself better, you improve the world. You are the world. You're an extension of the earth. You're like the ciliae in the lungs, You're like a tickler on Earth's pussy. You're like the clit or the penis of the earth. Plus, you're on my podcast right now, and we're 46 minutes in. Okay.
Soulful Connections. I'm passionate about helping people uplift and enhance their lives by sharing what I learned, learning lifelong on my spiritual journey. My real spiritual awakening journey began around mid-2019. Me too. During this time, I went through a dark night of the soul. Me too. While emerging out of it, which I have not done. They've been doing inner work on themselves. Hey, I've been wasting time on Clown House.
Yeah.
Anyway, this person seems interesting. Eckhart Tolle. Do you know who this is?
Yeah.
Soulful Connections. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm in the Kabbalah meditation room in the meme house. There's a person here requesting
I don't know who this person is, but I know who Eckhart Tolle is. He wrote The Power of Now. I was tripping out on that book in Manhattan for like 3 days. I had like vibrations all over my body. I was like in total ecstasy, stoned in Manhattan for 3 days reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Welcome, Soulful.
Hello. Thank you. Yes, I couldn't hear you clearly. I was able to hear some words here and there, and then background noise was a lot. But yes, regarding like just a little brief things that you mentioned, your spiritual journey also began around 2019. So that's one thing interesting and common to know. And yes, Eckhart Tolle, right? Like you were, like you said, yeah, that kind of gave me a different direction in overall thought process and overall perspective towards life. And yeah, I love his book Power of Now and New Earth. I didn't read New Earth much, but I have Power of Now, and I read it on and off. Basically, yeah, I love Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, over to you.
See, now is like you. You want to be now. Now is wisdom and intelligence. If you were in the now, you probably wouldn't even be in this room because you'd be above this room, or most rooms on Clown House. We may be meditating, so it's a positive vibration room, but a lot of these rooms on this app are essentially soul-sucking abyss black holes. So Zach is saying that, instead of coming on here and being irascible for many years and dropping N-word bombs, he should have been dropping the Nachman bomb. Nachman! I'm just a comedian. Okay, so I'm going to do another... Oh, wait, hold on a second. I got an espresso. Oh, I am in the now moment of an espresso.
When I was deep into the woke leftism, Eckhart Tolle was perhaps it is time for me to revisit. Actually vividly remember throwing his book in the garbage.
That's crazy. I can't believe you threw that book in the garbage because I was seeing this one chick and she gave me this book it's a very strange book. It's very interesting. It's written by a woman and she was a woke leftist, essentially, psychopathic communist person. And but she couldn't understand why she was so angry. And she was angry about everything. So then she went to like a Buddhist monastery and started meditating. And then she was like having conversations with her former friends and associates who she was part of like these political social movements with. And she realized that the problem is not like society and politics, it's the anger problem. And she figured that out. And therefore all her politics and all these social movements essentially dissolved because she saw that part of the problem was anger. And if you wanted to like actually do political change, it's really, people have to stop getting angry in a sense. Like there can be no actual utopia. Like it's just based on the sentiment, the mood, or the attitude, not on the money, not on the politics or the structure of the government or things like that. It's all just, if you want utopia now, you have to do the inner work. So to change the outer world, you have to go in. And that is like a basis of philosophy. So that's why I say you have Tanya, you have 30 minutes today. I will patiently work with you. I'll even pay you. I mean, I'll give you $1. or I'll buy you a lunch for like $15, but I'll make it worth your while. But I want you to actually create content on YouTube. Download that content. It's just 1 minute clips. Download that 1 minute clip and put it on Instagram afterwards. And do 10, not 11, 10, not 9 Tanya's, which is 10 minutes of your time. No editing involved. And you will do the inner reprogramming that I'm talking about. And you will see your world manifest, and you'll feel better, you'll look better, you'll be happier. Because what you're doing is inner psychological change work. And I've been doing it for years now, and using cannabis and, Miller High Life with orange juice and coffee and going to the gym. And I'm like an unmovable, unshakable rock now of inner fortitude. Most people have never done this type of inner transformative work. And so when you meet somebody who is an extremely well-developed psychological person, they're very content. They're very happy. But the word content is really content. Look at that, Zach. Content and content. It's the same word. Same word. Believe me, if you got 10 minutes for Bussy and Abby and all those fucking losers, you got 10 minutes for Toyra. So, I'm telling you, dude, you gotta do it.
I hear you, but it's not like I'm doing nothing when I'm listening to those people. I am feeding my brain nonsense when I could be feeding it something healthy, but I am active. I'm not like sitting there. Sometimes I am, I guess.
No, the point is, it's just, you just gotta reflect and say, but anyways, my point is, you and I have already done this, and we've read, Tanya, but what I'm saying is, it's like smelling but not eating. I'm eating right now as I'm reading these things in these 1 minute clips. But when you have a composite of, say, 31 minute clips, and you get to listen to yourself read back all this stuff, it's like amazing. You're filling your brain up with tons of high value words. It's like you're charging yourself like you're a battery. The spirit is in the word. And if you want the spirit to be within you, if you want to activate your chakras, if you want to be in better alignment, in greater equilibrium, you do have to do this inner type of work. And to me, it's all books, words. And that's why I create rooms called Low IQ Dumb People Who Hate Books and Words. Mikhail is the perfect example of a neurotic who won't shut up, who won't read a book and try to put himself into a state of peace and harmony. All he does is complain and cry about the disequilibrium and chaos in the world. Thus, he's a spreader of chaos. I heard him yesterday say terroristic things, threats, real threats, saying, I don't want to repeat it because then I'll be tagged with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, he said things where if you take it out of context, you could actually, send it to the FBI and have this person, investigated or arrested. And Clownhouse would have to comply with the IP data request. And you could find out where this fucking F word lives and have him arrested. You can't come on here and say you're going to actually do a T word, and detonate some bees. So I'm telling you, like, some people on here, they need you don't need this as much as other people, but because, we're associates, and friends, I really encourage you to do what I'm doing, which is to use these books for further inner transformative progress and change. You change yourself, Zach, you change the world. That's what it says. And you do have 10 minutes every day. I mean, if you believe in God, it says in that Sefer Avodot that you are compelled or not required, but like if Hashem Rabbeinu Shalom is king of the universe, like better get serious, better start reading, and better start transforming yourself, based on the supreme authority. Or there's a word I'm looking for, I can't remember the word, but basically you're not commanded, but you are it's a word, like it starts with an A. But anyways, I preach to you a lot about this shit, and it's the same convo every time. And
You're not wrong. I'm getting gas right now, and I left the Tanya at home. I'm going cat sitting. My parents are in town. I'm watching the cat, and so I left the Tanya.
I'm not.
But
Well,
I hear you, bro. You're
do
right.
it.
I mean, you're my N-word. I feel you.
It takes two to tango. Listen, I didn't go to Torah school. I didn't get some Jewish education. This is Hashem Rabbeinu Shalom rewarding me, giving me he's giving me diamonds, emeralds, gems every day. I get to do this. You have no idea that everything is vanity. Everything.
We have a celebrity gay sip, the gay sipper.
Who, Dr. Gossip?
Little gay gossip boy. Gay little gay sipper. It's the funniest name.
You know what's funny? What's that guy?
Slander or rumor.
What's that guy?
It's
Oh,
Alex
Lashon
Hampton,
Hara.
of course. The celebrity. The one and only.
Julian is here. Hey, Julian. I like Julian.
Gossip is Hampton. I like Hampton.
Gossip is
Julian
Hampton? Oh, wow.
I mean, sorry, Gossip, but of course.
I'm a big fan of yours on YouTube, Dr. Hampton. I saw you're doing all kinds of new stuff.
Edmund is your biggest fan, basically. He's always saying, we have to be more like Hampton.
It's true. I respect you, Hampton, but I wish you went straight, because I think you're setting yourself up for a lot of pain and suffering. The opposite, a woman is your opposite, and your opposite is your alchemical formula for transmutation, for pure joy and ecstasy. It is not a man that will bring you joy or happiness. It is a woman. That's the formula.
I don't care if you're gay. I just wish you talked about something that was. But it's cool. You talk about the black lady drama TV shows. Look,
listen. We've got blackmail on Hampton. You do realize that Hampton talks about how bad black women's hair smells, and that's what's going to bring him down. And we got the blackmail on Hampton, so Hampton's got to do what we tell him.
Hampton is black.
It doesn't matter. He trashes black women's stinky hair. He lets the secret out the bag, and we got him on recording. So when he gets huge, we're going to bring him down and become famous in the process. You see how opposites work, Dr. Hampton? I'm just kidding, but it's a joke. Okay, Dr. Julian or Dr. Gossip, do you want to say anything in this room? Otherwise, I'm going to read another 60-second meditation. It's only 60 seconds, and it doesn't cost anything other than your ears. We know you have lips, but do you have ears? And if you're lucky, I'll do a Julian impersonation later. Hey guys, it's me, Julian, your friend. I don't know about that.
That's good.
Do I really sound like that? I don't think I sound like that.
Guys, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Okay, this is further meditation on Malkuth. Here we go. It is written that Kether is in Malkuth and Malkuth is in Kether, but after a different manner. In Kether I am the one, the indivisible, but in Malkuth that same one, which I am, appeareth as four and cometh into manifestation, as the 10 which returneth unto the one. But to enter the kingdom there must always be 2. For the wheel turneth not but by the alternation of opposite forces. Yet my kingdom of Adonai is not the kingdom of this world's illusion. And the bodies of the servants of Adonai must be freed from that illusion ere they may serve as transparent channels for the light which descendeth from above. The law of Adonai is other than the laws of men, for in the laws of men hath entered confusion. This must needs be, since mankind still remaineth a work unfinished. Yet be on guard, ye who seek to be numbered amongst the sons and daughters of the true Israel.
And that after a different manner, indivisible.
It's kind of interesting creating bits because, when you chew, you're creating bits of food, and a horse has a bit in its mouth. So if you want to control a horse, you need a bit. And so these little 1 minute bits, like I'm telling you, when you sit there and you record Tanya 100 times for 1 minute each, Zach, and then you listen to the Tanya in your voice, and you have 100 minutes to Tanya, you see what I'm saying? Like, you have a source book that will protect you, because your environment is constantly attracting you and trying to pull you into it. But having an upload export of your inner conscious reprogramming on YouTube, and when you want to listen to it and get access to source power, it's a very useful tool. You don't have it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna, I need 10 minutes of your time to help you get started, but you got to sit down in a quiet room. I don't want to hear no keys jangling. I don't want to hear you walking up a flight of stairs. I want you in a quiet room with 2 cell phones, not 1, but 2, and then you can get started.
I feel you, but I have to go. Yeah, I can't. I left the Tanya at home. I have to go, but I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, Julian, you want to say anything?